Hey guys, this is another review, and I think y'all know what this album is if you can hear the track playing behind me, or, you know, playing in the background. Turn it down a bit. Obviously, this is Iron Maiden's Book of Souls. If you don't mind, I have a bit of sore throat tonight, so I might sound a little bit hoarse, a little bit off, but that doesn't take away from the review, or the album, obviously. So, this album just came out, obviously, about 2 weeks ago now. And I know I should have had this up to about a week ago, really. I like to have a week of fermentation for the albums, get it sunk in my brain. But I didn't want to rush into this because I knew it was such a long album, 90 minutes of material. It's not something I listen to while walking down the street or something, or going to school and sat around with my headphones. I'd rather be able to listen to this as one big piece and absorb like the full songs. I don't want to be in the middle of a song and then have the teacher look at me and say, turn your fucking music off, and then next you know I'm halfway through the song and I miss the context of it. So what I did is try to take as much time as I could to let this song process in my head and let us, you know, ferment and get it all stuck in there, so I'm not just rambling on about a song or an album or even a certain track I've only listened to like once, and when I did listen to it, it was like halfway listened to and then halfway not paying attention to it. But a lot of these reviews, as you do know, are like first take on a track. They're never usually like, I don't listen to an album 50 times to review it. One reason, I'll wear myself out on it and then I'll give it a shit review. Because any album, if you listen to it over and over and over again, most of the time you're gonna wear yourself out, and you'll just be like, ah, fuck it, I don't like this album now because I've listened to it enough times that I want to fucking rip my ears out of my head. But this album I found wasn't too bad for that. I know when I listened to Cadaver's Berlin or Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, if I listened to it more than 3 or 4 times in a row, in a week or something, or like in a week, it really got like too much for me and I had to stop and just take my review I had written at that point and just say, this is the best opinion I can have of it, and this is a fresh opinion, and it might change, but fuck it. Everyone's opinions changes on an album after a while. Sometimes they don't, but usually they do. So, this is my opinion on the newest Iron Maiden album, just to get that clear. Now, first track, If Eternity Should Fail. Really cool opening. Bruce sounds great already. Sorry if I'm picking up my face. I have really bad stuffy and sore throat and shit. This sounds like modernized Maiden. Maiden has taken their sound and thrown it into 2015. And I like it. I think it's great for them. And it sounds exciting. And the songs have a nice atmosphere to them. Like Eternity Should Fail ends with a slightly creepy atmosphere. Really cool. They have long songs, but it's not Iron Maiden on the last album where they were trying to be proggy kind of band, which I believe they're always trying to be a little bit proggy ever since Number of the Beast and like Number of the Beast and shit like that have come out. They've tried to add little flakes of progginess, and it's been building up over the years. I believe their last album was the most progressive one of their career, but it didn't meld as well with me as this album melded with me, and that's why, like Speed of Light, the track that's playing, I've already spoke about this song. I still enjoy it. It's catchy. It's not as great as I once thought it was, but it's still good. And the music video was extremely cool. Like, even if you don't like the song, you watch that music video and you can look at their full career of the stuff you do like and be like, wow, there's little elements and it's really cool the way they reference everything. So that's really awesome. I'm just gonna play the songs I really found interesting, so no real order. Then we move on to the great unknown sick bass lead, like that goes in, and I'm a little bit on the short side, but I like short songs, especially by Iron Maiden. Bruce has lost no vocal abilities. I gotta say, like, he sounds just as good as he did on their albums leading up to this. And the instrumentation on this track is really nice. So yeah, the fourth track, the Red and the Black. A nice guitar opening. The bass on this record is nicely produced. The guitar work is also on point. Heavy with bass. Really a nice epic track. It's probably one of my favorite ones with an acoustic closing to it. When the River Runs Deep. Upbeat, full of good melody, great guitar work, solos on it are great. That's the track I kind of remember pretty well. The Book of Souls, that is the third longest track. The Red and the Black is the second longest, I forgot to mention. But Book of Souls, or The Book of Souls, has an acoustic opening. Average sounding Maiden, kind of, but well executed. The song is never boring, really, even though it is a 13 or a 10-minute song, and the album's 93 minutes. Just take that into account. It's not really boring at any point. It keeps your attention, and there's an acoustic outro on Book of Souls that I really like. Number 7 is Death or Glory. Another short, catchy track with a good chorus, but nothing really great or remarkable. It was probably the one I'm just like, on. It's still good, but I'm not like, holy fuck, Death or Glory, best song on the album. It's like, yeah, pretty middling, but it's pretty good. Not too bad. Shadows of the Valley has similar opening to Wasted Years, I found. Just listen to it. Maybe you'll hear it. I kind of heard it. Well, it has like to me it has like doom 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 doom, like that, like always descending, but like really nicely fucking just full on guitar blaze kind of thing. That sounds really interesting. I like that opening. I think it's if I had to give it a like kind of name to that opening, modern Wasted Years, and just reimagined a little bit. Pretty interesting, nice way to open it. The vocals sound really great. Bruce's voice is really punchy on this album. Like, it seems like when he's singing, he's like standing right next to me and he's fucking belting it out. So that's what I really like about that. Maiden's proggy side comes out heavily nowadays, especially on this album. But it's not to the point where it's like, look what we can do, fucking noodly guitar solos. I'd never want that from Iron Maiden, or any band really. Depends though, depends. Tears of a Clown. I remember Robin Williams' death, because this is obviously a tribute song to him. But I remember his death well because it was last year, and I had just had my birthday, which was August 10th, and I was heading out to for dinner for my birthday, and I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire was on the TV, and I sat down on the end of the bed. Must have been for 10 minutes before I had to leave, and I watched it, and I remembered how much I liked the movie as a kid. And I thought, man, Robin Williams is a great actor. I just think, like, he's such a funny dude. And I remember for a few weeks leading up to his death, I had gotten in more for the rest of the night. And for a few weeks, I'd been watching scattered bits of his stand-up comedy. So I go to dinner, and the next day I wake up, I go on the computer, blah blah blah, going around Facebook. Cruising around Facebook, just looking at a few articles and stuff, a few metal articles, obviously. And finally I see Robin Williams dead. I'm like, fucking bullshit. I go and look at it, I'm like, this fuck off, this is The Onion or something. Some bullshit like that. And I open it up and it's Huffington Post or Daily Mail, some kind of official news site, and I'm like, are you fucking me? Are you yanking my chain? Now, I thought heart attack. First I remember he was heavily into drugs and alcohol and shit in the 80s. Maybe not alcohol, but and one of those two. I said probably his heart gave out. You know? Because most people do have heart problems. And I said suicide, and I'm like, fuck off. Robin Williams, one of the most happiest looking dudes. Great guy. I even remember, shittily, I remember when he was on Equals 3, Ray William Johnson's show. But I just thought, like, he's a great actor. Like, it's just weird. Like, I remember growing up with a lot of his movies and stuff. So when I just seen that he was dead, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So then suicide. And I remember Frances Bean Cobain, Kurt Cobain's daughter, messaged her or sent her a tweet saying that she was dear for her and stuff. But it was just, the song I think captures that greatly. And I'm not going to talk about it here because it'd be too long to explain it. But you go read the lyrics and then you look at his life. They did do a great tribute. So, a great song. It's really nice that they actually wrote a song about him, because I know they haven't I don't think they've written tribute songs for anyone else ever. Not that I can remember. I might be wrong. But yeah, great track. Probably my second or third favorite track off the album. And I still listen to it a shit ton. Still great in my opinion. I'll probably be listening to that for years to come. That'll be one I'll probably listen to if I go to listen to the new Iron Maiden. That'll be one I'll be attracted to. So yeah, great. Sorry about sniffles, guys, you know. Cold. The Man of Sorrows opens with Bruce's more echoed vocals, like more reverb almost. And it's a beautifully made song. I think Maiden sounds on point on this track, and it's a great emotional track. But for me, Iron Maiden aren't like the band that I sit down and have a good feels moment to, because they're more just like heavy metal with epic elements. So not really the emotional elements don't really hit me as hard as like a Woodsy Prey song or something like that. But still great. I think the emotional parts really do try to reach out to these fans of theirs and pull on their heartstrings a bit. Then Empire of the Clouds, the longest track. This was mentioned long before the album was released that there was going to be an 18-minute track. This is it. It's the last track on the album, and it has a piano intro, which is very nice. Very interesting to see an 18-minute track keep my attention. I can listen to Heathen by WYRD. I'm not going to pronounce it because I'll probably fuck it up. But yeah, they have a 50-minute album. It's just one track. So that can keep my attention, but usually it's hard for heavy metal in long spurts like that. But this one did. It kept my attention. I was really impressed by that. And it is one of the best Maiden tracks in a decade, just because of the fact that it keeps your attention for 18 fucking minutes. And the lyrics are good. I think something's mentioned about the Titanic, blah blah blah. I see with that song. I think there's almost, to me, it's a full story about just a lot of like the song. The instruments are more of a focus for me, and the lyrics are great also. But yeah, it's a really good track. I can see listening to that if I want a really long song or something to jam to. I can see listening to that. So yeah, I got no problem with this album. Maiden hasn't really shit the bed on this one. I found Fallen Frontier, they kind of did. It was still good. I got the special edition of that album, the metal box. But yeah, I liked it, and I like this album more. I like this album, I'd say, about 20% more than I liked Fallen. Yeah, so like I said, sorry about the video cutting out. But what I had to say about it is that I like this album about a good 20% more than I liked the Fallen Frontier. But that's just because Fallen Frontier kind of bored me a bit with its slowness, I found. But This album I'd have to say is an 82. 83. I was going to say 82, but thinking about it, 83 out of 100. Iron Maiden, like, I would probably rate the first Iron Maiden album a 92, probably. I'll have to make a video. I'll probably review their discography at some point. But their early, really early stuff, the first two albums, probably 90 each. Then most of the 80s material, 88, 89. So this album is pretty lucky it's getting at 83. Final Frontier probably would have got a 65. Matter of Life and Death, I don't know, maybe a 70. Something like that. But yeah, this album's great. So if you want to check it out, do so. If you don't give two fat fucks about Iron Maiden, just check it out just in case you might like it. And that's all I gotta say, really. Iron Maiden, Book of Souls, September 4th release. Gets an 83 from me. So, yeah, guys. Peace the fuck out.